That heifer right there just don't even care.
Save yourself now.
Action.
Hey,
What do you say, folks?
everybody.
Hope everybody have a fine evening. I guess let me get this out right off the bat. Y'all may not be able to hear Hannah too much this evening.
Yeah.
The sinuses is working on her. No crud, anything like that, but undoubtedly
So,
there's something blooming that just
Yeah.
is
I'll
not
probably
agreeing.
be communicating mostly in the chat. I can't talk very loud at all right now.
So if she says something, just go, what? Huh? We'll try to get that out there to you.
Probably a lot of that.
But like I said, hope everybody's having a fine evening.
Yeah.
Got a good little crowd rolling in today.
Mhm.
Yep. We finally got some rain yesterday, last night, and a little bit today. Well needed.
Much needed.
So the ground took it no problem. It was just a good, steady rain, what we needed. And
Good job, Todd.
hey,
I
Todd.
don't know if he heard me or not. So say that loud.
Yeah, she says, hey.
No, I said good job.
Good job, Todd. I can't even hear. Yeah. But thinking of that, I got two things for you, brother. Oh, Todd out there. I hit Walmart twice in one day.
One day. Thank you for that.
Yep.
You jinxed us. You
And
jinxed me. He had a blast.
I had a good time with him. Don't y'all worry. Then found a little piece in this bee journal as far as your A's and maybe a way to get rid of their tails. But for some reason, you don't catch it right now. You got to run, whatever case may be, holler at me, and I'll send you the link or a screenshot of it, let you know what it is. But undoubtedly, this is something they used in the old days, and it kept their tails out. Well, we picked her up some mentholatum stuff, Vicks, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
She's been pulling on them cough drops.
Yeah, I've been taking allergy medicine in the day and cold medicine at night. Trying to take something that'll work for anything. It's just not helping much yet.
Only we had some good local honey.
Yeah, for real. Just them bees with getting geared.
She was saying that today. I wish we'd had some of our honey, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe I could get over this a little bit quicker. But she is doing better. The other day, couldn't hardly hear her talking all and this and that. But
Improving.
yes, a little bit.
I'm sure it probably would today if Oliver hadn't took the whole jug home with him.
Oh yeah, he did take it.
He did. He took the whole
he took Jackie
thing with it.
Forgot about that.
Didn't leave us a drop of y'all's honey.
Well, Mr. Mike, if you get Sudafed, they want to run a background check more than it is to get a lead dispenser. So we just grabbed some over the counter, whatever it was. We got on down the road.
There's something I still had in the cabinet right there.
There you go, the old school way. Somebody, shot of whiskey, honey, a little bit of lemon, raw lemon, put in there.
I don't have any whiskey.
No, we ain't got no alcohol. Y'all stand by a bit.
You definitely wouldn't be here by now.
But
Uh,
on the bees,
we got bees, y'all.
we do. We got 5 colonies out there now. 6, 5 or 6.
5.
5. All right. Went to Lance's the other day and got the remaining last bits of everything, anything beekeeping related. He said, just take it right now, and
Yeah.
we'll. Once I get settled in over here, then we'll get some bees, move back over here, so on and so forth. So
He worked the snot out of me today.
we literally brought home hand crank extractor, 2 or 3 smokers, brushes, probably about 200 frames, boxes, nukes, the whole kit and caboodle in the last remaining colony that was over there. So we got everything here now for the most part. The little girls settled in pretty good. Wasn't much fuss with them. And what got my topic to go on in my brain for this evening, y'all read the description of the work that nobody talks about that goes into this beekeeping. But we'll get into some more of that here in just a few minutes. Let me holler at some of y'all real quick, and maybe we get firing on all 8 cylinders here in a second and get going. Who was Danae? Danae got first, didn't she?
Duh.
Let me get way back up here. Yep. All right. Danae, Miss Deb, Son Bunny, Pennsylvania. Good to see you back. Mr. Russell Amon, good to see you. Had a lot of people talk about Mr. Russell's accent. I like the way he talks, kind of thing. I don't think I like the way he talks too.
Yeah.
Who else we got here? Mr. Mike Tanway, Keith Spillman up there killing it in the Carolinas. Dennis, Mr. Mike, technically wasn't late. Y'all were 10 seconds behind us on this recording, so I hit the button when it was 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Technical. Brian and Jen, I was pretty close. Mr. Joey Rawls, Phil, 33 Mile. So I got Jack and Danae there. Mr. Michael Fike. Hey, any of y'all that like to do the nature watching and stuff like that, Michael Fike, isn't it you that's got that camera up now? Been seeing quite a bit of that on our feed. If it is, y'all go check him out. Yeah. Who else we got here? Hallelujah Be Far, Pastor Larry, Miss Jan, Miss Leon. Good to see y'all. Most definitely. Jeremy. Who else? We got Todd. Let me see. Grayson. Good to see you, bud.
Todd's got a solution.
Todd's got a solution for me.
If you hit the button 10 seconds before shutdown, it solves the problem.
Exactly. Mr. Randy. Good to see you, Captain. Who else we got? Yes. Miss Chuck.
Just drug everything out of that chain to get down
Jasper.
and go.
Carl. Mr. Caleb. Little Miss Haley. I'll say it for her tonight. She may not be able to talk too loud for you to hear. But Bundy. All right. I think we pretty well got everybody. Appreciate everybody dropping by again.
A lot of people are probably doing today.
Oh yeah. Everybody
Holiday.
did not think about that. Well, I didn't think about people going on vacation, but got the colors tonight for sure. For
Grayson said, "Hey, from Panama City." They're still on vacation.
so if y'all are out vacationing or getting out, whatever the case may be, no matter where you at, what you're doing, be careful what you're doing. We all know that. Be responsible, what have you. But just remember why we recognize tomorrow, as a day we do. And around here, we recognize it from 1776 all the way up until current, for us remembering our military men and women, POWs, and folks killed in action. But stay safe. Y'all enjoy yourself and uh, get back home safe. But where was I going? You want to do the prayer list, and we'll get into talking what nobody wants to talk about, beekeeping work. You want me to read it? Okay. I'm just gonna here hold that for me just one sec. I'm not drowning in the Y'all, if there's anybody we need to add to or take away from, let us know and we'll surely get it done. We got two add-ons this week, and one's more of an update and one's an add-on. Mr. Martin, Miss Crystal Miller, Ed, son of one of his family, Mr. Pat Dirt Rooster Diddy, Miss Deb, son Bunny, Mike Tangway's family, DC's mama and them out there, little baby Luca, Mr. Dan Weaver in here, Deanna and Reed Wheeler, Phillips Mentees, best friend and son, Rachel Wilson, Phillips Mentee, Rachel's sister Amanda, their niece Riley, lost, okay. Phillips mama, and his friend BJ and his wife, Bobby and his family from Bobby's Bees, Mr. Gandy, Mr. Larry Gandy and his family, Earl and his family, Miss Leona, Mr. Steve Amos, PJ Hanley family, Catherine's son and his family, Sarah and her family, Sarah's Happy Hives, Mr. Randy, his mother-in-law, Miss Janae Wood, Phillips' mother-in-law's sister, Kenneth and Chris Wilkerson, Terry Bertaland, Miss Janet Redfish's wife. Is he in here? Let's see. Miss Janet Redfish's wife, Miss Kimberly Smith and her family, Kenneth Allen, Miss Dolores, Sarah's friend, Pepper Rookie, Denny Ray, Miss Brenda, Keith Larimore's wife, James Creel, Steve-O, Rodney Middleton, Miss Williams, Kathy Baker's friend's daughter, Mary Beth Hobbs, Philip's cousin, RTX, Stephanie Riley, Lee's cousin, and Stephanie is home now, right? I think she's getting better. So thank y'all, everybody that reached out and pray for that family as well. Dan Garrison's daughter, Brother Sammy and Miss Jolene, please pray for them. We wish we could say more right now, but Lord, Brother Sammy needs y'all's prayers. Something bad. Clay Bunner's daughter, they had the baby back home, doing well. And an update, that was update. Clay's friend that had the quadruple bypass. He come through the surgery. He's in rehab, but he's still needing some prayer on things. Keith Larimore's cousin, Miss Brenda Amon, Mr. Mike Berry, Lee's mama. Uh-huh. Oh, the way I see Keith Larimore down here. Where was that? Mr. Mike Berry, Lee's mama, Brad, Hogs, neighbors, wildfires going on up there, I reckon. Miss Brenda Johnson and Tom at MacApple Prairie's got multiple family members that have departed in the last week or so, and it's just kind of, yes, pray for Tom and them all around. But okay. How's Miss Janet, brother? Real quick while we end all this, or did they put it in here? Hey, Brian and Miss Kathy, how y'all? Look it up. Now, let me just open this up. That way, I'm not forgetting to do this. So if y'all want to come in and vent your frustrations out on this here topic, feel free. Once we get in started on it, there's going to be some people that go, I hate doing this.
That's awesome. That's really, really good to hear.
Yes.
Really good to hear.
There we go. There we go, bro. Good deal, brother. Now, get myself back on track on topic or a topic.
Yeah.
My buddy Lance, like many of you know, we've had bees over there the last 3 or 4 years, and he recently sold his house and land, and he's moving back to some of his old property. So to kind of clarify what we was talking about a few minutes ago by saying we had to go get everything from his house, we had to go get everything as far as beekeeping, and we just brought it over here and we'll shelter it until. But early that morning, I left the bees on the back of the truck and trailer that night. I just didn't feel like fooling with them at 9 o'clock that night. I said, I'll get you before we go to work. So got the bees off the truck, got them down, set them up, opened them on up. Well, got home that evening and really realized the amount of stuff we had on the back of that trailer. And got to looking at boxes, and 2 of those boxes were the 2 boxes we showed in the video time before last. I forget what we named the thing, but anyway, one of them had a good 80 pounds of honey in it, super. The other one was a good 60, 65, maybe a touch more pounds in that one, and it just ruined it. We was about a good week, 2 weeks late getting over there to them, and the blasted hive beetles had gotten to that particular colony and just ruined everything in there. Just like, normal fashion beetles, what they do.
Yeah.
So we set them things off to the side and was hoping bees around there would rob a lot of that out. They didn't. So we brought a lot of this back home, got it cleaned up. The chickens have been doing a phenomenal job at cleaning up any kind of beetles and larvae, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But we started breaking boxes down, and we started pulling frames and scraping and scraping and scraping.
It never ended. Like for a couple of hours.
No, I was out there yesterday from about I'd say about 9 o'clock until about 11:30, 12 o'clock. Then it started raining on us, so I had to bring activities inside. Well, got out there this morning, probably about the same time where that sun started getting up on us, and we went and just ripping and tearing through things. And we still got quite a bit left that we got to go through. Now, granted, all our boxes and all our equipment that we have prior to this, we probably got 400 frames, maybe between all the boxes
I can do that.
and all that stuff. I mean, it's not really a whole bunch for what we had. But then we brought on all this other stuff that just really needs to be cleaned up and just kind of refreshened and all of what have you. But I'm gonna tell y'all what, about box number 6, I was done with it. Yep. I was thinking, all right, this is the things that nobody talks about. Or you have
In our defense, it was a lot more propolis than wax that we were
Yes.
scraping.
yes,
And
buku,
it wasn't fun at
propolis.
all.
And anything, if the wax didn't work, they was propolizing around the wax and the whatever. Because it was gummy all around. But they do that to us every year, whether here, there. The propolis is in abundance around here. So, yes, that did make things a little more challenging for us. Everything's sticking together. But we got quite a bit cleaned up. We got 3/4 of a tote full of comb, and we just
Not nothing that like we can make candles or lip balm, or we can wax foundations.
yeah, that's what everything is going to be, to wax them foundations coming off of that. But I wasn't figuring, well, we ain't gonna get not even a half a tote out of this thing, and it's one of the big deep
We
totes.
are almost filled it.
At least 3/4. And we still got a little bit more whittling to do on some things. But out there, me and her just jawing about that. So, when people come up and ask, granted, this is our 6th season. Okay, we're still young in this beekeeping thing. Don't get us wrong. But when folks still come up to us and say, hey, it ain't too much to get that honey and this and that from them bees and just kind of, put it in the jars and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I was having flashbacks of those people acting like there's not a whole bunch of work that really goes into this beekeeping. Whether you got a hive or two, it's still some work. Or whether you a sideline or a commercial person, you sure enough got the work on your hands. Thank goodness you have the ability to hire people to come in and help you with whatever task is at hand. But just with us, a little maul and paw, if you will, it's turned into a little job getting out there and getting that mess cleaned up.
Yeah. Take a minute, that's for sure.
No.
But we're almost halfway to our goal. We split one colony, halfway to our goal for this year. We get all those cleaned out, and we'll have plenty of equipment to use to grow these bees.
Oh, we're going to have plenty. Like,
It'll work out.
if y'all didn't catch much on her, but
I don't know if
can y'all hear her okay?
I'm trying really hard to talk loud. It's just not working well tonight. Yeah. Yeah. DC, yeah. It's been bad.
Something's a
Can y'all
blame.
understand me at all? It's like this is about it. I can't talk any louder than this right now.
We did a sound check for Lee a while ago, and he's like, I can hear you pretty good.
Yeah, but I said something like 3 times, getting a little bit louder. And I feel like I'm trying to scream right now. Nobody's talking, so I don't think they can hear me.
Okay.
Oh,
But
you know.
we almost halfway to this year's goal. What's she
She
saying?
needs a hot toddy.
But, yeah, something to open her up. Sure enough.
Stand up. I don't have any whiskey. I've been drinking a crap load of lemon juice, so
Yeah, she's been ruining that sweet tea, putting that lemon juice in there. We talked about that's you just don't do that around
some
here.
people do. It's good.
Even as a southerner, that's wrong in a bunch of ways. Put lemon in your tea.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's wrong to put lemon on your shrimp.
That is wrong. That's something else too. We'll get into that when we derail the food. But
At BC, I've done all that. It's not healthy.
what say? Is she a sunshine and Jeremy? Miss Kimberly, good to see you.
You're late on she's
Oh,
she can
well,
I told her.
I just happened to glance down here at these
Yeah.
chats. As much as I fuss about them, not being able to see them up there, and I got y'all on the computer here. But
There are no rules if the teeth win work.
all right, brother, we'll be around.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking that. All right, look, hold on. Remember that in the brain, Jeremy's removal. Anyway,
Brian, yes, you can do hot honey on shrimp, just not lemon juice.
terrible. Do not put. I don't just. No matter how much the commercials make it look like it's good, don't put lemon on any kind of fried shrimp. You just yeah. You may as well just throw it in the garbage.
I don't think it's bad on boiled shrimp, but it's terrible on fried shrimp.
Mm. Okay, that was pretty much my thoughts.
What?
I'm thinking about just how some people approach, and like it ain't much to this experience in the beekeeping world. And whenever it turns out to be like, you got to put the effort in if you want it. But at the same time, it'd be nice to get to that point of let me just hire somebody to do this, and I'm mosey on into something else. That I mean, that's terrible.
You don't like limited anything except the pound cake.
That's it. That's the only place it belongs is in a pound cake.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be back and forth. Y'all know how it is. We'll get there.
I'm lost too.
So, me too.
I'm not firing on half my cylinders tonight at all.
Got a phone call the other day. We will change topics again. We'll get back to wherever I was going a minute ago. Got a phone call the other day, and a gentleman said, "Mister, I got bees in my house." So we went out there and looked at it Thursday, I believe it was, and the man's got some bees in his house. And we tracked their little behinds down.
She thought they were in the attic of the house because he kept seeing them on the attic access door thing.
Yeah,
We're not even, like, that's not even our kind of luck at all.
No. I popped my head right up in that attic, shine that Q beam down through there, and it's just as beautiful as the day they built it 60 years ago, that old house. But when I pulled the attic ladder down and went to pull the ladder off the little deal there, there was a whole bunch of honeybees that had gotten caught on that little piece of 1x. on that ladder door. Well, looking at them even more, they're full of dust. These bees have been here for, yes, a good while, a year or two kind of thing. So after a little more nosing around, we finally tracked them down to one of the bedroom walls where they're, we estimated maybe off the top of our head right now, probably about 4 foot, 3 to 4 foot tall. And knowing this house being built in the late 60s, early 70s, maybe, I think it was late 60s. But
I think yeah.
most likely it's on 2 foot centers on that old house. So we'll see about it. We're going to get after it first thing in the morning, see what becomes of it.
I just couldn't believe they were in the wall. It's like, really?
Well, I mean, not to toot my own horn now.
You did not tease.
I didn't tell you.
No.
Well, let me toot my horn, then. Okay, thank you. Look, okay. We walked around the fellow's house. I said, "You see where they're coming in and out of this house?" And this is before we went in the attic, went inside, anything. We got to looking, found them. I told that fella, I said, "I ain't just about bet you anything they in that wall." Oh no, sir, they're not in that wall. They up in the attic because the bees keep coming out of the attic. And I was like, "Well, okay." Well, I wasn't doubting the man either. Whenever we went investigating and looking around, couldn't find anything in that attic. Oh yeah. I said,
I started preach.
where's that bedroom at we was talking about a minute ago? And we went in there and lo and behold,
They're in the stupid wall.
they're in the wall.
I don't want to put sheetrock out. I sure don't want to put sheetrock back. So Tim asked him, was like, no, I mean, do you want us to do all of it? And he goes, oh no, my dad does this. Y'all just get the bees going. We'll take care of everything else. It's like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, Lord.
Yes, that worked out great.
Oh, it's like, I can have fun on this job now because we don't have to put this sheetrock back. I can just play in bees
Thank you,
and we
Denise.
can go.
I just
What?
had to say that she was letting me toot my horn for a minute.
DC put the beep in
Oh.
there.
Toot, toot. All of it. So
They're still on food.
where we going? I ain't been there.
Brian said he has to tell you though that lemon is really good in cream honey.
I
Not
haven't
just
tried it.
him.
Everybody?
We've heard that though.
Yes, we've heard that from a bunch of people. Even when Mr. Russell Kipman was down here, he was saying it was really good. But we have not tried it in the lemon flavored honey. I'm willing to be corrected on some things, but sweet tea and shrimp just don't go there. Don't put your taste buds through that
I
misery. Nobody likes it. They just do it because all the highfalutin
They
do it.
drink certain tea.
Something's wrong with y'all.
Yeah.
It tastes like sour. It tastes sour.
Right.
Yep. Hey, Jeremy, when that feller offered up that information of, now my daddy does construction work and this and that, I was thinking to myself, oh, yes, sir. I mean, that's what we do all day, every day anyway, but just being to the point of, I mean, we're going to pack it full of insulation, all that good stuff. Unless they chewed a whole bunch on the backside of that sheetrock, which if they've been there a year or two, as far as a colony, I'm going to say a lot of that paper on the back of that sheetrock's been chewed quite a bit. But
Southern people swimming
crawfish, not crawdads, crawfish. But yes, we're not gonna go in there guns a blazing. That's for sure. We're gonna cut things out, nice and neat and uniform. Take it off, boom, with a vacuum.
I don't look for good sheetrock. That's right.
But
That's what I was trying. When he just kept going further down.
now I will admit, I did call Randy, Dirt Rooster. I said, look, help me with my checkoff list here. Make sure got everything. Boom, 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 boom. And we had everything lined out except for one article, and that was the plastic with the paper backing on it. Everything else was golden. So I'm gonna say we're good to go. Huh? Oh, well, they good. And y'all remember how to cook them things? You get your little baseball bats every time. Makes them good. But all right, I'm gonna lose the chat for a second before I completely derail. Let me get to if Todd is still in here. I went back to this old American Bee Journal trying to find something to jaw about after my rant about work. Uh, I wasn't gonna check it out. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't gonna read this until I seen the ants in the hive part, but it's just a small little paragraph out of the. Or I'll look up the year in a minute. But one of the old bee journals. But the column was mating and laying of queens. Then it's got slash ants in the hive, and the paragraph is how long should it be after a queen emerges before she begins laying? Professor Cook says 6 to 7 days. In my experience, it is much longer. On May 5th, I had 2 queens out in a queenless hive, and I put one of them into another hive, also queenless. It looked several times, but it was not till June the 16th that I found any brood in either colony, and then only a small portion was sealed. Again, 2 queens emerged in 2 nucleus, one a 2 frame observation hive on June 16th, and today, July 2nd, there's no brood nor eggs. On June 30th, I saw a queen fly out from the observation hive 3 times in the course of an hour, twice returning in 5 minutes. The third time in about 30 minutes without any sign of having met with a drone. On July 1st, she again went out 3 times, remaining out as before. The last time I think she met a drone as the volvia was open, but no appendages were attached. Were the above periods longer than usual? If so, what do you suppose was the case? There were plenty of drones flying during May and early June. The weather was mostly cool and wet. I was much troubled. All right, here we go, Tyler. It says, I was much troubled by some very small ants getting into the hives. I got rid of them by putting some small poison fly paper onto a small tin box, wetting it with honey or sugar and water, and covering it with fly wire to keep the bees from getting at it. The ants were soon crowding into it, but the next day there was none there to be seen. And this was written from somebody in British Columbia back in 18, whenever it was. But if you can figure out what the whole fly paper was back then, or shoot, if you get some fly paper, mix it in with some honey and put some boric acid in there, see if that'd get them. That's probably about all it was. But Don't know if it'll help you or hinder you, brother. But if it does, then I know it'll make things much, much easier around there instead of blasted the A's and the B's. Well, you ain't got the B's much out there, but dealing with the A's the way you do. Let me get back on here a second. While I wait for her to get back, I'll read y'all a couple more of these. All right. Give me your thoughts on this one, man. Wax moth and strong colonies. Dr. Barnum. All right. Dr. Barnum demurs to the statement of British Bee Journal that there is little fear of wax moth and strong colonies. Even with the strongest of colonies, he finds it advisable to squeeze putty into all the crevices on the top of the frames of the combs in order to avoid injury or surplus to the honey. Possibly, the kind of bees has something to do with the case. In England, black bees are preferred by many to Italians, and it is well known that black bees in this country, at least, will not protect themselves against wax moths as well as the Italians. So here's my question on that. Has anybody, okay, we know the Varroa sensitive, this and that, but has anybody noticed that in colonies
But I did just notice.
to where,
I thought it's low next.
yeah, I've got it up there.
He didn't. His lead just said he just noticed. I thought he did.
No,
I didn't know you did.
surprise, y'all.
Did you do that?
I hit a button.
I mean, I like it. Our logo in the corner. I don't think they can put our
Okay,
DC
DC said,
say notice what. That's what I'm
What?
saying. I don't think they can hear me.
oh,
We know I
Do you-
just noticed our logo in the corner.
yeah, she just noticed the logo up there and Lee did too. We've been going, how long? Y'all don't even pay attention to me in this show.
I'm tired.
43 minutes. But
Give me the break.
I think we are though. We're
It's gonna
Hold
give me
on.
a break.
no, going to take Philip and Lee's advice.
What?
I mean, Philip and DC's advice, I think it was, both of them saying, to make the L a little bit bigger on the gun, on the logo thing.
Mhm.
And that way it kind of, a little bit more. But I had to go back and see what the numbers were, see what everybody voted on. I forgot about that survey deal we put on there. But okay.
Keith said it seems more to do with colony strength than breeding.
Uh-huh. Okay. Because my question, I get along those lines of saying, do you see a difference whether, you have Russians and, well, I have more wax moths than I do in my Italians or the Carniolan or whatever you may have out there. Let me get back to this chat a second and see what you come up. All right. Keith, note, seems more to do with colony strength than breeding. I'll say that because there has been times we know most of our stuff is mutts. All right. So we're not, whatever, we got mutts and Italian mutts. But there has been umpteen dozen times, especially on the hot summer nights, whenever you wear the humidity, literally, as soon as you step outside,
Mhm.
like going down there and just looking at them bearding on the front at night while the dogs are running around. I have seen them girls keep them wax moths. The wax moths be on the side of the box. There'll be one or two of them on the side of that box.
Mhm.
But them girls that keep them wax moths kind of, pushed away from the entrance. They ain't even nowhere near the entrance every time I see them pushed out. Now, the only time we see problem with wax moth is just more or less like a storage
Mhm.
point, or if some reason the hive beetles get in a colony and you don't go out there and check on it for, or you don't go out there and clean things up for a week or two, then yes, they will completely move in and have a heyday.
It's so much.
They do. Those bunches we've got out there and we've been able to collect this year, like I said, we have 5 now. We're going to try to keep on getting on up there. A good 12 or 15, what I'd really like to get, those numbers this year.
That's my goal.
And
Is 12. If we make it to 12, okay. If we get to 15, I'll be ecstatic.
so far, the swarm we got a month or so ago from down the road at the house, the swarms Mr. Russell Amon hooked us up with, what we got from Lance, and we had done a split out there in the church house.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, everybody has been some very gentle bees. So, not saying they won't be temperamental here or there, that kind of thing, but so far, thank goodness, like whenever we get, or when I go down there and put that peppermint candy on them, all I'm doing is popping the lid real quick, boom, throwing some candy in, closing them back up. And they just looking at you. Y'all know how they'll do. They'll just sit there on the frames and just look up at you. And I'll get done with what I'm doing and close them back up. No problem, no issue.
I can't talk loud enough to say it's she is sunshine. I said how often should you check your beans? It depends on where you are too.
Yeah.
And what your goal is.
I would say if you're dealing with high beetles, if you're in high beetle country, we'll just start with there. If you're in high beetle country, that's a bare minimum once a week. Check them just to make sure they're not becoming overwhelmed with hive beetles, whether you use the peppermint or you use traps or whatever you may use.
Have to break them down every frame, but at least pop that cover and check and do your beetle treatment for sure.
Wax moth, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be in good agreement there with Keith on things, and I think it's just more or less a good strong colony. They'll pretty well keep them pushed out until they get real weak. Now when it comes to your varroa, then that's just going to, I guess, vary with how you're doing your checks and your testing and how much you want to do all that. But in a perfect world, I wouldn't check them about every 10 days. And this is just something we're starting to learn by observing what was over at our buddy Lance's place.
Yeah.
We've noticed that we wouldn't get to them bees and check them like we was able to get to them here at the house. So,
months in between checking them.
yes, but y'all, they would just be cramming in the honey, the number of bees on the outside of the box, and they're not even really bearding yet. I mean, these boxes were packed and packed and packed. So this year, we have made it a point to, okay, keep a very close eye on the beetles. But far as actually breaking down and getting into real pulling every single frame to look at every single thing, then no, we're not going to be doing that nowhere near. That may be like
unless you see a problem.
Pull enough frames to where, okay, you see some eggs, whether you find your queen or not, make sure you got a day or two old eggs.
You have good evidence of that queen. Shut them up.
Yep, close them back up.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I struggle with that a lot just because I enjoy being in the bees, but it's been a good discipline exercise for me, I guess.
That's just the method we're gonna go with and see how well
Yeah.
they
See if it
perform
does
here.
better.
I hear you, Richard. Let us well turn your bell on if you want to see what Richard got going on there.
Oh, that's exciting, Richard. I have been in DC. I've been trying to anyway.
Yeah.
Kind of pace myself.
Which, like I said, the only thing we're doing every single week is hitting them with the peppermint. Peppermint candy or the extract and eucalyptus. One of the two they're getting every single week. But definitely not doing the whole
You're
a
playing
full
every frame
no,
every week. Kind of thing.
no. So ain't had much of a honey flow yet. The tallow is really trying to crank on up now. Last we seen it the other day, it was
If
just
the rain will still cooperate.
yeah. I think this is gonna help us. These next couple of days of rain is really gonna help us on any kind of a flow this year. Now the little anthropods, whatever you call them, they are honeydewing it all over the place. The
Yeah.
porch has honeydew, the trucks have honeydew, the whatever was left outside and under a tree has honeydew. And it's
Kind of gross.
yeah,
True.
but nothing else. They getting a honeydew somewhere, but it's not enough to for them to be drawing really out anything. So Lord willing, this tallow will go to getting it.
Good deal, Richard. Seen larva in this first split.
That's it. Close them back up. Good job, ladies. I'll see y'all.
For the
And
sea
that's it. But
Absolutely. That's good though.
so if it's your first colony, I will say this. If it's your first year of beekeeping, then enjoy yourself. You ain't got to lock. I'm not going to say you got to lock down into what every suggestion is somebody makes, something along those lines. Get out there and look at your bees, figure out what bearding is, figure out, you know, what good brood frames look like, what good storage frames are looking like. Do they have plenty of pollen? Do they have plenty of honey? What's your drone cells look like? Learn to start identifying all that early on. But it won't take you long. Stay at it. You'll start picking up on it pretty doggone quick.
Well, they say I hope your hunting season is a success at the end of your blackberry flow. I really do.
But I don't know if y'all watching DC videos or not, but watching the one the other day, buddy, they are bringing in pollen by the truckloads. Yellow pollen. Yes, ma'am. I'm talking about.
What color is black?
I think it's white. I think.
I'm not sure.
Well, maybe they'll have enough wildflowers and stuff out there. You can get you a little bit of honey, and they'll have enough wildflower or what have you to just kind of get them built up for your winter season.
Okay, you're right. I think he said it's pale white or gray.
Okay.
Blackberry.
Rich said blackberry just started there. Lord have mercy.
It's way up north there.
Yep. Ours are done and over. No more blackberry this year. It done pretty well burned out. I picked some blackberries the other day checking the swarm traps at the old place, and they was just about too ripe. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Whenever you pull them off the vine, they start falling apart in your hand. So I think the birds, they were good. Now we're waiting on the blueberry.
Our chickens are demolishing our blueberries.
Yeah. And the blue jays. They having a heyday on what as soon as them blueberries go to getting just about right, they go on them. Yeah. Well, DC, let them build off that and have plenty for the winter season. You ain't got to feed a whole bunch going into winter.
Yeah.
That'll be some topics I'll try to find as we get closer to fall and winter again on how much them old timers push about feeding way ahead of time in the fall. That way, there's not that struggle anywhere in winter.
Not that rush.
Yeah, to where you got a emergency feed or they're going to starve out, things like that. You've already got them fed well beyond time and plenty of it. Tom, good to see you. Jay, what's happening, man? Uh-uh. They get us some rain over there in Georgia.
We needed it, though. We needed more than what we got. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, we could use a couple more days of it. We need about 2 good days of just some good spring rain, and we'll be set for a minute.
It's weird. We didn't get our normal spring rain at all this year. We got very little. Yeah, Tom, we got you added to the prayer list for sure. You and your family.
Yes.
I hope you can hear me say that.
You can put.
I've heard it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay. She can, all right, we got the root down there, Tom. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, folks are having to deal with all that right now. But
It's,
where's it?
they're not.
Well, no. I had a couple more in here. I was getting back to the comment. Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Fine, you know.
We have
They
this
said
like,
they hadn't missed a day this month. It's rained every single day.
all right.
Did you see Brian's comment about Yosemite Sam?
Uh-uh.
He said something about he missed Yosemite Sam sitting over your shoulder, making sure you hit all the right routine, but they might have to
Man,
dig him back out for you, Brian.
thank you, Brian. Appreciate you, brother.
Uh-huh.
We'll get him back out here. Don't you fret. He'll be back on next
I
Sunday.
told him I'll dig him back out for you.
There was another something. Where did that thing go? I had another one I was going to read off to y'all. Oh, somebody get fired up in here. This is what it was. The prevention of swarms. Because remember, I had to get you to tell me what the word was, and I didn't forget what it is. Okay. Check this out. People, y'all think everybody gets fired up in beekeeping, and some people, even like nowadays, love to write it down. And they did back in old timey days as well, apparently. But it says preventing of swarms by perforated zinc entrance seems to be one of the things at which novices quite generally grasp with, what's the word? Alacrity. I looked it up. I'm not going to lie. It means to be on the ready. You're
blissfully ready.
Yeah, blissfully ready to go. But as a swarm cannot go off without its queen, it seems a natural thing for the inexperienced to jump at the conclusion that a measure that will prevent the departure of a queen will prevent swarming without taking into account the fatality that may accompany such a thing. to the inquiry of one more who has conceived the idea of preventing swarming by the means of perforated zinc at the entrance, the editor of the British Bee Journal replies with perhaps a shade of impatience, and he's got in the deals there, and an impatience which is quite justified. All right. Mhm. That the idea of preventing swarming by such means is just completely absurd. Yeah. Saying you shouldn't do this. And whenever you figure out what the zinc, the preparated zinc is, I imagine some of y'all are pretty well on the track, but putting a preparated zinc at the entrance, the thing has been tried again and again, and only failures reported, among other troubles. Excluders having become blocked by drones endeavoring to squeeze through the headlong outrush of a swarm, and strong colonies have suffocated thereby in hot weather.
Said they used to make point excluders out of
Mm-hmm. Bingo. Mango.
Brian always.
Brown's smart. He's a teacher. He knows the words too. There. I went through a bunch of these. I'm trying to remember which one was a pretty good one.
He said he had to look up the last too.
Well,
We shouldn't feel bad.
I asked Hannah, I said, how do you even say this word? And she had to come over here and educate me real quick on the saying of it.
I
Then I
didn't
was
know
like,
what it meant, though. I've never used that word.
so it worked out. I was like, let me see what alacrity means. Being on the ready.
I don't remember what exactly the definition, but it made me think of Sarah.
Oh man, what was my other word the other week? The clouds.
Tim looked up the word with great alacrity.
I did. Yes. Man, doggone it.
Yeah. What?
The clouds. I was driving you crazy with the word the other day. No, it was the mimosa or something. Something along those lines. Was it mimosas?
That's something like that.
Oh. All right, I know where. Y'all bear with me. See if I can find it. Well, it was something to do with the invention of the extractor and how people were, I guess, not really fond of the idea of extracting honey from comb back then. Apparently, everybody wanted to have cut comb, and it was an art or a beauty to have whoever had the prettiest comb made the most money, and this and that back then. And I guess it was like taking your dog to the kennel club or something. Whoever's got the prettiest one got the award, if you will. But I was reading on the excluder part and how some people was just like, I don't know about using a excluder or an extractor. Why I keep saying extractor? Excluder. I'm trying to say extractor. There's my word. I don't know where the thing went to. It's around here somewhere. What?
Brian he's down to his last piece of cut comb from last year that he started with 199 selling it. So he sold 190 pieces of cut comb so far this year.
Hey, that's good to hear, bro.
That's really good.
Lord willing, you'll get more this year.
I hope so.
Do the same. But I mean, a lot of times in this old bee journal, reading them different things, and when people's talking about extracting honey or getting honey, anything like that, it was always centralized on getting beautiful blocks cut, and that's how everybody got it then. And I really wish I could find this one that I was reading about the extractor, because it started talking about how they thought it'd be best to start using glass jars to put the runny honey in. That way people could see the color of the honey, and it would probably be a better selling point in a glass jar than, I reckon, maybe putting it in some kind of clay vessel or something like that.
That's
back in the day. I can't find a thing. I don't know what I did with them. So
I thought you said
I thought I did too.
it's different.
There ain't no time. Let me look one more place. Since ain't nobody hitting that button to come in here, we got time. Y'all know how we roll around here. We're gonna get somewhere with it.
Just go with it.
Let's see. I did this one. Well, one of them I got mixed up on. I was going to read y'all the history of date ant, since I read the history of demery the other day and how that date ant bunch come about. But then it hit me. I was like, I read that last year, so I don't want to hit y'all with that again.
Mr. Russell has sold out of his time from last year.
And Lord, his bees ain't even got started good up there yet.
So it was up in the
Are y'all supposed to get cold in the North Country again? I don't know if I heard wrong through, how the weather people are, but somebody was saying y'all supposed to get pretty cold up in this North Country again. I'm not going to say that other word, so y'all don't fret about that.
I won't say it this week. Okay, DC said it was off. So I guess place the
Yeah, clay vessels.
mass glass production.
I found it. Found it. And this is from a long time ago too. But this is volume 26, number 1 in the old Bee Journal. But they got it labeled as Liquid Honey, the Production and Marketing of Extracted Honey, written for the American Bee Journal by C.E. Woodward. It has taken the American apiarist a great while to decide that they have real use for extracted honey. Let us take that in for the first thing. It has taken the American apiarist a great while to decide that they have real use for the honey extractor. All right. My apologies on that. All right, the extractor. Experimenting has demonstrated that honey extracting is an economical proceeding, and properly handheld is one of the greatest inventions in the beekeeping world. The people of America seem to be awakening to the fact that the honey extractor is suited to the wants of the honey production world. And if there is any one point that demands careful study, It is the manner in which extracted honey is placed upon market to meet the wants of the consumer. Hence, too much attention has been given to our own ideas and trying to get the very last cent out of it as possible. Too cheap receptacles have been used to a great extent and placing extracted honey upon the market in very bad condition. Glass tumblers holding 1 pound are the best receptacles for extracted honey. These glasses having a large mouth will allow the use of the contents in either the liquid or candy form. The glasses also show just what the honey is, and the variety of honey will present a nice appearance to them. Owing to the convenience in which it can be handled, the cheapness with which it can be produced, and the fact that is the only pure article strictly by itself, not intermingling with the beeswax. I never really thought of it like that either, as the honey being, because back then, like I said, they just wanted cut honey or cut comb. But the honey being a sole deal by itself now, people starting to catch on and realize, okay, we can sell honey in the runny form and our wax too as well. But no intermingling of beeswax places it at the front of the most desirable honey for consumption. Comb honey is undoubtedly a thing of beauty. Hence, we believe that extracted honey can be produced in its best possible shape at 1/2 the cost of comb honey. It is an impossibility to adulterate honey. This is where I think they're wrong back then, or they're definitely wrong nowadays. But it says it is an impossibility to adulterate honey so as to deceive. It has been said that the American people love the humbugger. You can fool the bee, but you cannot fool the people with adulteration of extracted honey. When the extractor is used, we can keep each variety of honey separate and by itself the majority of cases. Hence, I may say that, in my opinion, to make beekeeping a grand session, it is not to confine yourself wholly to comb honey production. The extractor is here, and it is here to stay. Xena, Ohio. I guess that's how you say it. If you live in Ohio, Xenia. Okay. Where'd you going?
I think
Oh.
he won't know when we get something bad, so.
Oh.
So you already hit me up for it, maybe when I get my voice back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Where am I going? Uh-oh. So with them saying there's no way to adulterate honey, unfortunately, they never met the clowns that put high fructose corn syrup in a jar and said, you know what?
Yeah.
We're going to call this.
I'll never know.
Never know. We're going to call this honey.
What? It's the time. Made his first finger joint jig together. So nothing will stop now.
I heard it, Carrot. Yes, sir. Keep on. Whether you're doing finger joints, dovetails, whatever it is, and you put that work into it, and it's like you sit back and you go, yes, I got it now. Oh, Richard, thank you much, bro.
I appreciate that very much, Richard.
Try and get it to work. Maybe. Hold on. Come on, let me do it. But thank you much, Richard. Appreciate that. Congrats, Mr. Roy. Melanie Cruz, she is Sunshine. Mike.
Oh, awesome.
And who else there? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing one. Oh, Tom. Tom received. Okay. All right. So, congratulations, y'all. Thank you much, Tom. And I guess while we thinking of that, next Saturday, you want to do the members chit chat? We'll do an early morning, not early morning, but chit chat an hour or so on the members.
Mhm.
We'll have coffee and tea with no lemon in it. And
Kind of weird.
but yeah, y'all keep your ears and eyes open on that members, and we'll
Okay.
chit chat Saturday morning.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
I can talk back here.
And hopefully you too will.
We'll cooperate.
Yes, we'll cooperate.
Yeah. Tell me about this video.
Oh yeah, Lee. Yeah, we got that video, and I can't wait for her to try that. Lee sent a video the other day of that old cowboy cook. Yes, and it was chicken fried steak. And let me tell y'all what, that looked like it'll make your tongue slap your eyes out kind of thing. So that will be good with a bunch of gravy, some good fresh turnip greens. And this time of the year, I'd go for a sweet potato, to be honest with you. Just saying, if that's what you want to cook. You're the wife. She does the menu, and I'll just eat whatever she cooks me.
I do the menu.
But
all by myself.
I like sweet potato and fresh turnip.
Yeah.
Not much on turnip root, but I do like turnip.
Steak fried chicken is better.
Hey, whoever invented the Tom, they did an excellent job.
Mhm.
Germans, if y'all the ones that done it, 2 thumbs up. Especially if you get somebody that can cook it good. Now, there's been some places you go to some restaurants and you're like, yeah, hey, look, I'm gonna try your chicken fried steak, and you break a window on a '81 Chevrolet pickup with that thing.
Very bad. It was Germany. None of the hours just thought it was so. I don't know where it came from.
It is good to see so many new names in here, Carl. There's been several folks dropping by and chit chatting, and we know there's a bunch of y'all in there that don't get into the chats much, but here every week supporting us and listening to our crazy nonsense down here in South Alabama. But whether you're typing on the computer or not, we appreciate everybody dropping by and supporting us. But we are on our way finally. So
Trying
it's baby steps, but we're going to get there.
little baby steps.
And we get this bunch home tomorrow. That'll be officially number 6 out there. So you will be, yeah, I'm not counting the split yet. They got they got 2 queen cells in there. They were loaded.
Yeah.
Just we letting them little girls do their thing, and we'll probably check them in maybe probably about 2 weeks. I'll really try to pull a frame on them. Until then, I've just been once again dumping peppermint candy in there and closing their tail right back up.
Okay, DC. Okay, Mr. Russell asked for me. What's the difference between like a pancake I would make and a German pancake? Because he said he doesn't like normal pancakes, but he likes German.
I don't know.
So what's the difference?
What's a German pancake?
Mr. Russell asked. I'm waiting on the answer. Because I'm very curious.
Maybe a thicker pancake, man. Not none of this little junk you get nowadays. Unless you make your own pancakes, then they can cook them up. All right, we make them in the cast iron deep skillet. You make the batter and bake in the hot iron.
seeds that come out like a cake. Mr. Russell, I feel like that too.
Hand and foot.
No, he had me out there scraping frames all morning.
That's it. We're going. It's hot outside. You need to sweat this stuff out of you. If there's any sickness, so you need your vitamin D, and we got to get these boxes clean.
All right, DC, we need a cooking video. We need a cooking video for me.
Yeah, we don't know the northern lingo.
No, he said it's kind of like a really thin crate. He said the hot skillet will cause the thin batter to climb up the side of the deep iron pan and make it like a little crate.
That's good.
I'm gonna look into that. That sounds really good.
I'll Google it. We'll see.
So something like we would probably put like powdered sugar on or something.
Okay, you're going just Google it. Let's see what the thing looks like. Give me a visual. What's going on? Okay, they're made in the oven. Take care, Mr. Randy. Have a blessed bro. It's a pancake pie. That's all you had to say. It was a pancake pie. Yeah. Okay.
I've never seen.
Kimberly says potato pancakes are delicious.
I've heard that. I've never had them before. Tim's about to start drinking.
A pancake pie, DC. What they look like.
Yeah.
He said a what?
Oh, you did hear me. Okay.
Oh.
You got powdered sugar. We might try those.
I have to check out that potato too. God, we're gonna have some new recipes going on.
I saw a recipe. Somebody did a little short video on the Book of Faces on potato pancakes. I think I saved it.
Oh yes. Oh, and we gotta get Miss Jan's.
Sour cream and applesauce.
Pastor Larry, if you're still in here, what was that sweet potato deal Miss Jan made? What was that?
Sweet potato dumplings.
Was it sweet potato?
Something.
It sounded wonderful, whatever it was. There's the man that's lost count, Mr. Rodney. Woo, brother. Seen you trap out there or you smoke them out and ended up 4 hours him out there pushing them girls up out of that tree.
Did we do a banana pudding video?
Yeah, we did a homemade banana pudding.
Bill said don't bring it to me.
That's where you fill the pie part of with. Yep. Boy, that would be good. Make that and fill that full of banana pudding and let it chill, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, woo, woo. We may add a little southern kick to that.
What was sweet potato?
Okay. That sounded good to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet, man. Standing on that doggone ladder for 4 hours trying to coax some girls up out of there. Legs hurting, back hurting. Mm-hmm.
Back screaming after that. Elderberry cream pie. I bet that's good.
He said that stuff will grow an extra limb.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right.
That's good. We don't get elderberry here, do we?
I don't think so. No, our biggest, I guess, berry runs of anything is going to be you do berries and a few blackberries, blueberry, huckleberry is all over our land. I mean, we got huckleberry trees everywhere. We got a mulberry. Chinaberry, they're poison. What else we got out here?
I don't know if I've had elderberry.
Every once in a while, you can find them old wild strawberries out there, but you don't see too many of them anymore, except for unless you're around like an old home place. I see them more often.
This chat's turned into a Martha Stewart cooking show.
Hey, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Some good ideas. We'll all leave hungry.
Gee, it's hot. Okay. I remember kind of like making cornbread.
Yeah.
The pan hot.
There you go. That's how she does the cornbread. She'll stick that cast iron in there with that oil or bacon grease. A lot of times she uses bacon grease. Either way, got it in there, and buddy, once he puts the batter in there, it goes to sizzling.
Yeah.
And you know, in about 20 minutes, it's fixing to be on.
We got the sweet potato.
Okay.
They were making sure we did have the sweet.
Yes, we need to try them, especially when the good Mississippi potatoes are
That's
ready.
good. I've been craving a sweet potato and some purple whole food.
Well, we can go to Mississippi and pick some the next couple of weeks. There's a place across the state line over there called Charlie's You Pick It. And then Mr. Charlie has got land for days out there. And he'll have 60 acres of tomatoes and beans, then whatever kind of corn you want on the other end. String beans, pole beans, squash. Oh, mercy. Just about anything you can imagine that man's got out there. But it's like $5 for a 5-gallon bucket full. So whatever you can put in that 5-gallon bucket, take to the house, $5.
No,
And, well, inflation.
That's not bad.
No, you can't go to no grocery store and buy that.
Carl and Kimberly, I have no idea on either of those. I hadn't heard it either. Okay.
Well, DC, did you planted a bunch of elderberry around your place, or planted more around there? I think it was a year or two ago as well. But I'm not sure. I don't believe I've ever had an elderberry, so I couldn't say what the taste is like on them.
I have no idea.
I guess it'd be kind of hard to compare them to. Do they taste more along the lines like a blackberry, huckleberry, or a blueberry, or something like that? I have to go check them out. Was there something I was supposed to write down, talk about in my notes that I didn't write down? Just saying.
Straight elderberry syrup is not very tasty. It has a perfect taste.
So you got to put the sugar to it, make it show up. Yeah, we got huckleberry around here all over the place, and I'll pull them little fellers off and snack on them. I'm gonna tell you, my favorite jelly, and I have become spoiled to this. And some of you steak people are probably going to have a moment whenever I tell y'all this. But pepper jelly. I love some jalapeno pepper jelly. And especially when I get done. Is that what it is? All right. What we make at the church is jalapeno and bell pepper jelly. But
Mm.
if we make a steak or cook a steak whatever night, I'll add my steak. I'll cook it, add my steak seasoning to it as soon as it comes off the pan. Then right after that, I load that puppy down with that pepper jelly, and you talk about good. Okay, all right, CC, I got you. So I get with Mr. Russell and DC. That elderberry has quite the earthy flavor if it ain't covered up a little bit. Mm, okay, I got you. Yep. Now I tell you, the huckleberry they done good around here this year. Them things ended up blooming out twice early in. I say about mid-February they started blooming real good. Put off a little bit, then we got that. Was the snow in March? Was it January? Okay, but we ended up having 2 runs on the huckleberry. But uh, them things is all over the place. They do. We did have to thin a whole bunch of them out because they do get to the point sometimes where they're just as bad as that doggone privet hedge as far as a whole bunch of plants if you let them go. Hmm. Yeah, no good. Hey, Kimberly, if you get you some good pepper jelly, especially if it's some homemade stuff, everything that you do homemade, everybody knows it's better anyway. But if you got a good brand over the counter, that'll work as well. But as soon as it's still good and warm, put that pepper jelly on top of it and get after it.
Mhm. No,
See, there ain't no telling all the old lost way or the old ways to go out there and, like Mr. Russell was mentioning, uh, Tamiflu being developed from the healing powder of elderberry, but all the things that we could go out and remedy sickness out in our yards, but yet we go to a pharmacy to get better nowadays. Oh, Hannah's daddy's got 2 hawthorn over there, but I hadn't, not that I can recall, seen anything come off of them. One of them's still young, granted, but the other one, it's well matured enough.
It was like king apple.
Yeah.
That's why I said it tastes like an apple in the flavor.
Yep. It'll be good to try though. But I don't know if some of that stuff just don't do so good down here like it will up in North Country.
Yeah.
And like some of the stuff y'all have up there won't do good at all around here. It's like Hannah's daddy has some beautiful apple trees. And they got up to, I say, a fair amount of size compared to what I've known an apple tree to grow, because that's not something that grows down here at all, really. But those things done real good. And whenever we moved back here, they had about a 2 year run to where they put off some little bitty old apples that was about the size of 2 ping pong balls, I guess. Not very big, but uh, it would put off a few apples here and there, and they were pretty good. But I don't know if some kind of blight got to them or what, but they just They ended up not making it. Mm. Oh yeah, all the many parts of the honey. It's crazy. Like you get into, I guess, getting into the beekeeping again a little bit, but once you start tinkering with the bees a little bit, you start figuring out and reading on the benefits of honey and the benefits of the propolis. And for us, the research we've done on bee stings and how healing it can be on different things, and especially that old bee journal. Even back then, everybody talked about it cured my rheumatism. I go out there and get stung by them bees, and it just fixed that rheumatism. So, well, that's a bummer, DC. That's where a lot of them old original, yeah, them original apple orchards started out there. I remember watching, some of y'all probably remember this show, but old Death Valley days. All right. And that was still when Ronald Reagan was hosting the show, I believe it was. But watching one of them episodes, and it was talking about whoever the dude was that took apple trees from the east colonies when everybody was migrating over to the west coast back in the day, figuring out the Oregon Trail and so on. But one of the shows on Death Valley was the guy transporting little apple saplings, and he was going to make it a point to grow apples out there in the new land, if you will. And it got to the point where he was literally just putting like a drop or two on those plants each day because they was getting so low on water going through that desert. But he made it, and that's where you got some of the original apple orchards out there. Fun fact.
Mayhaw is what I was thinking. Not the
Mayhaw, we bought some mayhaw at the catfish house.
It's like oh
Just a little bit too much of a wang to me. But it didn't take her but a couple, 3 or 4 days, and she pretty well demolished that jar of mayhaw. But it was good, but it needs to be on like a hot biscuit or something.
yeah.
I wouldn't much for it, like on a piece of bread along those lines. But it does have its own taste. It's good. She's over there, her big cat. Well, we got plenty of pear trees down here, that's for sure. Just about every kind you can imagine. You got cannon pears, you got all the other, huh? Yep. Yeah, that'd be good. DC, because you talk about, imagine what you have nowadays out there as far as planting some fruit trees. There used to be quite a bit of it, the county north of us, and I think a lot of it really ended around the 1940s or 50s up there. But I mean, they was growing everything from peaches to plums to just about any fruit you can imagine they grow, and they ended up naming the community Fruitdale, Alabama. And like I said, for a umpteen dozen years, it went good. Landowners was able to make a good profit. Some kind of what they call that thing, the boll weevil. Whenever the boll weevil introduced itself, it went through and wiped out every single orchard that anybody had up there, and it collapsed that community. To be honest with you,
It's so sad. I'd like to get the teenagers behind. There's a 50-plus-year-old orchard.
ooh man, that would be cool. But I bet you they ask it a pretty penny for just the word orchard.
Yeah.
But that would be awesome to get on an old place like that.
40-plus-year-old. That would be
Well, Lord willing, maybe one day.
nice.
If nothing else, whoever buys it next, get friendly with your neighbor and say, look, I'll keep an eye on things. Don't worry about if you see me out here at nighttime. I'm just making sure the critters ain't getting stuff. And I'll take care of your property for you. Let you know when things are right.
So it's about a quarter-acre orchard on the 2 acres. The whole 2 acres in the
Well, still, nothing else. You got established trees if you want. Get you some young cuttings. Start you a new spot.
Oh wow,
That's pretty awesome.
Cool, baby.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And you do wonder them things. That ain't no joke because
We do. Like when we find them in the woods, you just walk in and you find something that's some kind of plant, but like somebody had to have planted that. That didn't grow wild out here.
it's like there was the rose bush in the woods. We ran up on.
The vine, the climbing rose.
We found I know it ain't fruits or anything like that, but we run up on an old property metal detecting. I'll just put it like that. And we know the home or the mansion that was built there by a doctor in the 1840s.
Mhm.
All right. There's only one surviving picture of this place, and it was a beautiful place. But off to one side, we found the old well to the old home place, and we went meandering a little bit more through the woods, metal detecting, and we run up on this huge long stem rose bush that it done extended on up in the air.
It had to have gone 20 feet up that tree.
Yeah.
At least.
It was way
I've
up there.
never seen anything like it. It was unreal. But we do stop and think about that. Like, who planted that kind of thing? It's pretty cool to us.
And a lot of times around them old places, like them old blueberry bushes, a lot of people, everybody had blueberries back then.
Yeah.
And I said Mr. Donnie can get some pictures of it. Like around his grandpa's old place, there's blueberry bushes that
trees.
Yeah.
They're not bushes, they're trees.
He says you can't even get a 12-foot extension ladder up, and you're still not even to the top of those trees.
A 10-foot fold-out ladder in the back of the truck, and still didn't get to the top of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not a bush anymore. That's a tree at that point.
Yeah. We'll be interested, though, or to be grateful.
Joey, are you kidding me? Robertson passed away?
Seriously. Well,
man. I did not know that.
well, hey, I mean,
I did not know that.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But we can, we can celebrate people. I mean, some people say, Tim, how in the world can you say that? But
that man's horrible.
from what the Lord tells me, that whenever His people go home, it's a celebration. So
But that is hard to hear that.
that's it. We do more. Don't get me wrong. For the family and all that good stuff, and the man has been an inspiration in many people's lives. So
to a lot of people. A lot of people.
His work is done. On to it. But we'll definitely, yes. Yep. Whenever they say them the old homesteads, I mean, you had to grow if you wanted something out there, especially if you were going to try to share a crop or make a dime off anything. You had to grow it then. There wasn't no running down to the Walmart or the department store to get you a tree. But I tell you, those folks would be having a fit if they seen the prices. Because Hannah and I, whenever I was doing the aggravating Walmart the other day, $45 for a lemon tree. A lemon tree. I told her, I said, they done lost their mind. I ain't fixed to pay no $45 for a doggone. No.
Well, that's good.
You ready?
Yeah, I guess everybody's dropped out.
Well, I just seen DC's comment there.
Inflation.
Absolutely. Probably most of them old timers will say, hey, look, if you take a little cutting off that young sprout right there, you can have your own tree in a year or two. Pour the fertilizer to it. No. Well, nowadays we got to have stuff right now. I want my tree to bloom yesterday. But maybe that's something we should start figuring out a fruit tree of some sort to plant every year.
Yeah. Those are really good tradition.
Mm-hmm. Then if nothing else, whenever it's our time to go, the nieces and the nephews, whoever's around, say, hey, here it is. These things bloom every year. Keep up with them, and you'll always have food. Good food. No worries, DC. He had to fix a typo. Well, yeah. I guess we probably going to wrap it up. Because, well, we do have to get an early start. We got to leave about an hour early in the morning than what we normally would. Get where we going for the beet cut out.
My paycheck has always said we're living in a microwave generation. That is true. That is true, Joey.
No, we was having that conversation, me and her the other day, about generation not being able to cook.
Not at all.
There ain't many that get out there, crank a stove, whether it's electric or gas, and put a meal together versus ripping some plastic off of something and throw it in a microwave and here you go.
I was thinking that standing in there when you hit me up after church last Sunday, you wanted this and this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, if he had him one of these little young, hot 20-year-olds, she'd be standing here crying at the stove, pulling her hair out now.
I've started
trying to put all this crap together.
So she's right.
In 10 minutes flat.
I mean, there's a small percentage out there that can cook, but there's not many left at all. Because like she's saying, Hannah asked me the other day, she said, what do you want to eat? And I told her, I said, well, I think I got a hankering for some fish. So we had some white perch in there. Somebody had given us not too long ago. And she asked me what else I wanted with it. And I think I told her mashed potatoes and gravy and some carrots and turnips with it.
Mhm.
And thank goodness I offered some help. She needed some help.
Move.
That's her too.
Thank you. It's great.
No dogs were harmed during the filming of this.
She moves my chair and then won't let me sit. Fish and chips. DC talking about homemade fish and chips.
Hey, that's good.
Is that what you were talking about?
Well, I was talking about that white perch you made on Friday the other day.
Mhm.
And it lasted, we ate off everything that was in there for 2 days. And I was very pleased with it. But, oh, hold on. Look, y'all don't go nowhere real quick. I'm going to test something. I forgot to do this in the beginning to see what folks' comments were. But, man, let me try that now. It's not going. Is it going to work? Or is it going to wait for comments? Somebody throw a comment in there, just a thumbs up or something. I probably would be way too late. No, didn't show.
Wait.
Is it showing? Okay, there we go. All right. What do y'all think about that? Would that drive y'all up the wall seeing the comments like that, or do y'all like to see the comments up like that?
Honestly.
I mean, it's difficult for it's hard to see. Okay.
Honestly, how much?
Can't read them. Okay. All right. So we know the answer to that. So, Joe, if it says on your end, whenever you go to do your live, what was it? Add comments to stage, that little toggle switch. That's what it does, apparently.
Yeah. I'm gonna look a lot smaller than I thought it would be.
Okay. Everybody's saying.
Much more engagement. It's that small.
All right. Even with us, I tried to look at it on this laptop, and I couldn't hardly see the comments on there as well. So, okay, we won't be doing. That was the button I was going to push. So, all right, y'all. Let me get her to bed. Get her some medicine.
I'm gonna let y'all have it either way, but I'm about done.
We are.
Whether you want to stay up or not, I'm done. If I'm gonna go tomorrow, I'm going to bed.
It is. We're fixing to go to bed. Just. But we appreciate everybody riding it out with us again. Appreciate all the support. That's it. Richard, once again, thank you, brother, for doing the memberships for folks. And y'all keep your ears open, membership folks, and we'll try to do something, like I said, Saturday morning, maybe about 10 a.m. Central. And we'll chit chat for an hour or so on the members live if YouTube is cooperating. But till then, God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care.
Hope y'all have a good week. Jerry said it sounds like that.
Well, guess that's it for today. See you next time at Gunline Bees.